What's up, guys? A very short update on price of Bitcoin. Well, as you can see, we have our pullback. If you remember, there was a chance for kind of a correction to maybe test the previous low or maybe even make a lower low. But in fact, what happens is that after the second attempt of this decline, we saw a pretty strong pullback and now we're having a higher lows. And actually, this, strictly speaking, is just like a volatility which with getting narrower, more narrower and narrower with time. And in fact, this actually follows the same old trend with correlation with S&P 500, because also it made this attempt to drop to the previous low, actually almost I would say twice, but then we see still the trend going to the upside after the drop here. Again, this, I would say it's kind of a volume presenting, so probably it is over and we are going to test this level several times, then we'll break it and we'll make a new all-time high, and then Bitcoin will probably follow S&P 500 as it usually does, and then while we are within this range at the moment, we probably will try to test the upper area of this range and break it to the upside, which means the new impulse to the new all-time high finally. We sit here for a very long time already, and I'd say that we have this breakout finally below the support, which means that we collected all the liquidity, we had this volume released finally, and now the path is open. Of course, there is no guarantee. We possibly can drop even lower, and like the closest reasonable area is about $85,000. Everything is possible there. Of course, some black swan event, anything. Yet the chances for that are not that high. I'd say that we probably could make like a test again about $9,000. Moreover, I'm still not neglecting the fact that we can actually drop below this low. So maybe something sharp and not so low, maybe below 100,000, maybe 99, 98 something, but then sharp pullback after that. Yet again, probably more likely that we don't break it. And on the daily time frame, you can see that our oscillators almost reached the bottom, almost like oversold, maximally oversold condition. So from there is a clear path to the upside. On the weekly time frame though, if we look at the Bollinger Bands, we actually see the support at the lower band, and now we're kind of testing the middle line almost there. So it's all good. The same happened here, the same happened here, the same happened here, and now we're in the same situation again, meaning that there's a very high chance that we repeat it, go to the upside from there. It's more calm in terms of the oscillators and generally in indicators there. So I would say that we still in a good shape, and I guess that our Tom DeMarc's sequential doesn't show us anything important on a daily time frame, because here we actually had 9, here we had 9, here we had 9, and somewhere else I don't remember exactly where, almost 9 here. So you might think that there's 9 here, but actually depending on the exchange, there is red 9. So I cannot find it at the moment, but still it's not that strong anyways. So meaning that we having kind of support of that point, but not so strong. So my point is, concluding all that, long story short, that we probably finished that correction, and the path to the upside is the most likely scenario. Altcoins still catching up. The dominant Bitcoin dominance is going to the upside, so this kind of a rising channel, which is again against all technical analysis point of view. But the point is that they are not as good as BTC at the moment. Even Ether, like you see Bitcoin 2, 2.2, Ether is 1.66. It's not that bad though. It's still just not as good as Bitcoin. That's it. So yeah, I think that it's promising, and I think that everything goes according to the plan again. Nothing new under the sun. So old same story, textbooks case, and we'll see how it goes. But probably following S&P 500 to the upside. Not a financial advice, not investment advice as usual, guys. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions, and I'll see you again next week. Until then, maybe Telegram if anything interesting, but hope to see you in the next video. That's it for today. Goodbye.